has been a tough few months for our Tillies, and unfortunately this week they sunk to a new low, Tubby.
Yeah, it's been a disappointing campaign in the She Believes Cup. They lost all 3 games to Japan, America and Colombia in that tournament. They've only won actually 3 of their last 12 games. So I suppose welcome to modern sport. With that sort of record, recent record, you're going to cop some criticism, and it's fair enough. Actually, sport, unfortunately, athletes don't want it, but you need criticism because it actually makes you strive to be better. So at the moment, the Tillies have dropped to 16, and now they've got a place to go. After the World Cup of 2 years ago, we're all in love with them when they were ranked about 4 or 5 in the world. Now they're 16, they've got some work to do.
It's been an interesting period for the Tillies, of course, a real changing of the guard. They've lost a lot of experience. Annie, they're still waiting to appoint a new full-time coach. Do we need to cut them some slack, or is this warranted?
Well, I think it's somewhat warranted, although, you know, it's hard to maintain that peak after a World Cup and a home World Cup, but we're 2 years out from the next World Cup. So this is the time they really have to start to rebuild. I guess they lost their coach and you know, being on such a high, perhaps it spoke to the sustainability of the team and the strategy moving forward, but now is really the time to regroup if they want to have any, you know, chance in 2 years' time in Brazil.
It's a nice reminder of the nature of the makeup of the team that is the Matildas. You know, we're obviously dominated here by AFL and NRL, which is a national domestic competition. Our women footballers are spread throughout the world. They have limited time together to build cohesion and combination. So a rebuild is really tough to do. So unfortunately, if you're one of the many obsessed Matildas fans, a little bit of patience at the moment in the build-up to that World Cup is required.
Well, rugby is in a similar situation. What is key to a good rebuild ahead of a World Cup? They've got a couple of years to go.
Yeah, you would hope that She Believes Cup is a little bit of the rebuild, get some young players in, pick and stick a little bit so you can build combinations. It's also the communication work you're having as the international coach with those clubs all around the world. We've got players, you know, based in France playing. You've got to be talking to high-performance coaches, strength and conditioning coaches, so you know what your athlete's doing 9 months of the year when you don't have them. That's the great challenge.
Of course, Sam Kerr has been caught up in a lot of controversy over the last few months with her trial in the UK. Do you think that has been a distraction and had an impact on the Matildas?
Oh, no doubt. It just adds to the unsettledness within the side, doesn't it? All that sort of peripheral noise you don't need. What you want, and what Morg's alluding to, you want a core group of senior players playing well, and then you bring young people around it. When your senior player and your captain's caught up in all this, out injured for a year, and then it just distracts you from what you need to do, and that's create that team and that culture for the future.
And she's been such a leader for such a long time, and the impact of that case on her personally. I mean, litigation would be incredibly stressful. It went on for a long time. It was very high profile and very public. So the stress on her personally when she has such a leadership role amongst the team will be interesting to see how that impacts moving forward.
Well, everywhere you look, young girls are still rocking their Matildas jerseys out and about around Australia, so they have the support of the whole country.